preoccupied with her sheep this morning. I am 2 weeks postpartum now, and I'm not as tired as I was. Bleeding and discharge and all that has definitely slowed down. Still happening, and that stuff can happen for like up to 6 weeks, because basically, didn't have a period for 9 months. So this is my body's way of getting rid of everything it didn't get rid of during those 9 months. I am very hungry a lot of the time, and I'm having to eat quite a lot. I've only weighed myself a few times, and I have lost up to 20 pounds, but that's just all like fluids, the placenta, amniotic sac, all that stuff. And I'll probably go into more detail about that when I get closer to lifting again, which I'm giving myself until next Tuesday before I actually go into the garage gym for the first time in a month. No, probably longer. And I'm just going to try to do all 3 main lifts, just really easy. So squat, bench, and press. So yeah, my belly has actually gone down a lot. Now I think it's just that. But this is it. So little stuff right there. My butt is still there though. I did get a pregnancy butt, and it stayed so far, which I'm really pleased about because I really liked it. I think it's because of the workouts I was doing and having to haul myself around up and down stairs so much. I still got my butt, so I'm pretty excited. Hope to keep it. I've heard that you can lose it afterwards, so yeah, not as tired. Aria is sleeping. Oops. Aria is sleeping. She's a scheduled sleeper now. She kind of made up her own schedule at about 8:30 or so. Fingers crossed she doesn't stop today. She will just fall asleep, and she'll sleep until about 11. And then we wake up, she feeds, she's awake for an hour, goes back down for another 3 hours, wakes up for an hour, goes back down for another 3 hours, and then we're awake for the day. So usually at about 8:30 again, so a good 12-hour thing of sleep feed, and then we're awake for the rest of the day. She's been cluster feeding a lot, but I think that's on my end. She was 8 pounds 9 ounces at birth and 22 inches. She's currently like 8 pounds 7 ounces 23 inches. So she's a big baby, and she eats like a big baby. And now that we're getting into kind of a schedule and getting breastfeeding going really well, I've kind of learned that I can't let her fall asleep on my boob, because she'll suckle and feed for like 10 minutes, fall asleep, I'll put her down. 20 minutes later, she's screaming and hungry again. So today is the day that I'm starting to make sure to keep her awake. So if she starts to fall asleep, I will wake her up, move her around. That's why she is in just her diaper right now. Because if I have her in her onesie, she gets too comfortable. So wake her up. You okay? No? No, we are okay? Move her around different positions, make sure, because she will suckle, and then my letdown happens, and then she misses out on like all the good milk, and so that's why she only sleeps for a little bit, because it's like she gets just liquid but no like actual sustenance. So that's just us having to get used to breastfeeding. Yeah, it's going pretty well. I do have some anxiety, and it usually happens at night when she's like really cluster feeding really badly. Usually that's because she's tired. So I also have to get better about making sure that, when it gets closer to bedtime, she's feeding better for longer and waking her up. So it's really like a learning experience that I kind of discovered after reading a lot. I was like, I can't keep doing this. So yeah, the first cues that we were noticed is if she would start doing that, we would immediately be like, oh, she needs to eat. Not necessarily. Sometimes she's just tired, and I was, like I said a little bit ago, was mistakenly letting her fall asleep while eating, and that was causing her not to fill up. So keeping her awake is hard. It's kind of weird. Getting an infant to sleep is difficult, and keeping an infant awake is difficult. They just kind of do whatever they want. But she's super fun. Her changing table right here, she absolutely loves it. We'll put her down to change her, and she's totally fine. She'll be screaming, and she'll be fine. And she stares at this wall and just like giggles and kicks around and gets excited. So yeah, you need to get that going again. If you can see it, but she's wearing little mittens because she likes to claw at her face, and her nails aren't quite long enough to clip yet. So we're gonna be ordering some nubbies. Even though she's really young still, they can still keep them from clawing, and she can chew on her hands. So yeah, 2 weeks postpartum, hasn't been too bad. Very exhausted, just getting used to the new routine, making sure I'm eating a lot, making sure my milk supply is getting up, because also after 3 weeks, I want to start moving her to not exclusively pumping, but more so like breastfeed, like maybe at night, and then bottle feed during the day, just so Matt can also kind of help, and or maybe backwards, but probably not, because he's at work and I'm at home right now. But just getting her ready for when I go back to work, making sure that I'm able to pump enough for her to eat, that she takes a bottle really well, so Matt won't have to, like on his first day with her, he won't have to drive down to my work and I have to feed her. But I have been able to, 1 second. She wants in on this. I have been passively collecting using the Nature Bond silicone hand pump. Basically, you attach it to your breast that you're not using to feed, and then it kind of collects, because your body thinks that baby's attached to that side, so it lets down, and you can collect your own milk, obviously. And then you can save it. So while she's feeding, I'm able to collect what's coming down from that one, from the other side. And so far I have about, how many would you say? How many ounces? Yeah. Maybe 20 ounces has been saved that way, and it's all in the freezer already. So, what are you smiling about? So, that's good that we already have some frozen to start testing with. But I'm really hoping to get more pumping, because I definitely produce more that way. And it also just builds your supply. The more you empty out your breast, the more milk your body produces. So yeah, that's 2 weeks postpartum. I feel like I was going to talk about anxiety, but it's getting better, and definitely something I learned from her pediatrician is postpartum depression is a big thing. However, postpartum anxiety isn't as recognized, and it's just as stressful. So I wouldn't say I have postpartum anxiety. I have anxiety in postpartum, but by medical terms, I don't have that disorder or anything. I just have normal anxiety, I think. Like, is she breathing at night? Is she eating enough? Why is she crying all the time? I'm not doing a good job. That kind of stuff. But yeah, so we're gonna figure out what Sourpuss wants. We're gonna feed again. Say bye. Subscribe. That's her big head. 13.5 whole inches. Yes. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. No, don't rip off the mitten. You're gonna scratch yourself. But yeah, thanks for watching, and still working on getting everything up. Okay, we're ending it. We're saying bye. Bye.